that there are the winds of change in every single episode of the show.
Yeah.
I think the word change is probably the most used word.
Congratulations on this beautiful ending to these stories.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's really wonderful. And I'm going to go to you first, Hugh. And Downton has always kind of straddled this line between tradition and progress from the beginning. And I think in this film we get to see Robert is coming around finally to the fact that there is a future beyond Downton's walls and tradition. Would you talk a little bit about that kind of a trajectory of progress in Downton?
Oh, well, there are the winds of change in every single episode of the show.
Yeah.
I think the word change is probably the most used word. And in this final film, we see Robert yet again being resistant to it, even though he's promised, in various forms to hand over. But he does finally, with the persuasion of Tom Branson and Lady Mary, let go slowly.
Yeah.
And you can understand his reluctance. It's a man whose destiny has been to conserve this property all his life. That's his role, and now he's being asked to relinquish, or being expected to relinquish. So his occasional flashes of temper or frustration are sort of understandable, but he gets there in the end. And so but that's just his story. There are other changes afoot, and downstairs there's a new regime coming in with new heads of department, and but by the end you feel that everybody, all the characters that the audience has grown to love and cherish, have had their say, have had their moment in the sun, and you feel that they're going to be okay going into the future. But it's time for a new guard.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you. And then Alan, Tom has, I think, kind of always been the catalyst for change in Downton, and continues to be this very steady character who is driving a lot of the progress. Would you talk about what it's been like to play this kind of outsider who becomes a part of the family and continues to drive change?
Yeah, it's been an absolute gift. It really has. To take a character as the chauffeur and then suddenly to go through such a journey, the loss of his wife, to be left with a child in this house. And I think what I love about this show is each character, as actors, I think we've all had to bear ourselves at some point, in what's happened in their stories. And I love the fact that Tom has been on such a journey, and then for this to come full circle, and now to have that friendship in a way with Robert. Yeah. It's something I never expected. I really didn't. And I find that in it and the audience have this intimacy because they have seen into these characters' lives. Yeah. And I just feel very lucky to have been part of it. I really do.
Yeah, wonderful.
We've seen into ourselves, really.
Yeah. Love it. Thank you. And Kevin, Mosley is an artist. I mean, he's a teacher, but he's an artist. And he kind of moves out of being in service and finds he can't go back. I mean, just everything works against him in this movie about going back. He's trying to, would you talk a little bit about that? Like his evolution as becoming this artist?
Well, yeah, I was really happy with him being a teacher. I think he found his comfort zone there. Yeah. And I thought that was a beautiful place for him to end. But Julian had other ideas, and life took a strange turn. Yeah. And I couldn't in a million years have imagined him going from being a butler to being a screenwriter. I mean, just preposterous when you think about it. But there he is.
But it's TV.
And he's got a nice house, and he's got a car which he can't drive very well. And he's got a. What I love about him is he's got an optimism and he's got a sense of responsibility. And I love the fact that he couldn't propose to Miss Baxter until he felt that he could take care of her. That's quite an old-fashioned sort of stance, but nevertheless, that was his way of thinking. And I loved the fact that he could suddenly offer a new life to not just himself but to her as well. Yeah. And who knows what's around the corner for him next? because something extraordinary will happen.
Yeah, he's
An
got a big
Oscar.
life.
Yeah.
I think he's going to win an Oscar. He's
Yeah,
gonna win-
probably,
yeah.
probably.
He's going to be hanging out with Barrow and the crew.
Yeah, yeah.